So the four of us will present a teaching method, and you guys have to guess the method. And of course, we will do a illustration for that method, and then we will show you a video of the method.
So, I as the teacher for this method.
We are the students.
I am Mimi. Student. I am Umi.
Leon.
And Aida.
So today we are going to learn vocabulary, right class?
Right.
Okay, so as for us to learn vocabulary, we are going to introduce to you one game. And I hope that you guys can do it together with us. Shall we? Yeah. Okay, first, this game is called the Funky Chicken. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
Not yet. Okay, so we are going to I am going to teach you guys how to play this game, okay? To learn vocabulary, first we are going to learn what is chicken. Okay, for example, you don't know what is chicken, okay? So now, the first thing I will going to do is I am the conductor. So I will ask my student, can I see the funky chicken?
What did you say?
Let me see the funky chicken.
What did you say?
I said funky chicken. Funky chicken. Yeah, so they will act out the funky chicken. Okay, this is for the first one. And the next one, I will add up another vocabulary, and I hope you guys will do it. Okay? First, I want you guys all to stand up.
No.
Stand up, guys. Your friend, you can stand here. It's okay. Use the whole class. Use the whole class, okay? Here, I just stand there. Right there. Okay. Now, the first one is chicken, right? Okay, the first step is we have to get ready. So let's do this basic march step, okay? Left, right, left. Left. Do it together. Okay. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Okay. Let me see the funky chicken. What did you see? Okay. One more time. Let me see the funky chicken.
What did you say?
I said, let me see the funky chicken.
What did you say?
I said, funky chicken. Funky chicken. Funky chicken. Funky chicken. Now I'm going to change it. Left, right, left. Next one, I want to see the alligator. Let me see the alligator.
What did you say?
Let me see the alligator.
What did you say?
I said alligator.
Alligator.
Alligator. Okay, one more time. Left, right, left. Let me see the funky chicken.
What did you say?
I said, let me see the funky chicken.
What did you say?
I said,
Funky chicken. Funky chicken. Funky chicken. Funky chicken.
okay, ready? Okay, now I want you guys actually try and guess what am I trying to, what kind of method that I just showed to you guys. Respond. How about from this group? Okay, but actually, excuse me? Audiolingual. Okay, we have two different answers, which is okay, audiolingual and total physical response. Okay, can we show what is
So
actual?
the answer lies in the video itself, and we will show you the video of what we have illustrated for last 2 days.
Can we close the light for a moment? Yes. Turn off the light. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Assalamualaikum cikgu.
Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, so now today I'm just going to refresh your mind about what we learned last week. We learned about nouns. Nouns are place, thing, animal, and person. Adjective describes noun, and we have verb, which is described by a verb. Do you understand? Do you understand or not?
Yes.
Alright, good. Moving on. We are going to teach you about communicative language teaching.
Okay, so you switch on the light for me. Thank you. So that is actually what we are going to teach you guys, which is communicative learning language teaching. Okay, CLT. So what is CLT? CLT is actually of
So like we used to study in our past days, which is in our secondary and primary school, usually teacher will only teach us, and we can say that they are kind of shocked sendiri and in one term, because sometimes we just teach without even knowing whether we understand or not. Because I believe some of you might face this kind of thing, because when teacher teach, they only want you guys to say one thing, and that is yes. You understand?
Yeah.
That's it, and that's when they think that that's the benchmark for them, in order for you guys to understand. Whereas as a student, we are afraid to ask much question, because sometimes we ourselves don't know what we lack of. Yes. So we will continue the communication.
So CLT is actually an approach for us teacher in teaching the students in a way which is we are communicate with our students. We ensure two-way communication, despite of what we just said just now, which the teacher will talk, and at the end of the lesson, they will ask, understand or not, and you guys will just say yes. And sometimes the teacher already expect that you say yes, and when you answer no, and she will like, which part that you don't understand? And you say, the whole. Yeah, so we don't want that to happen. So, next is the goals of communicative learning and language teaching is the first one to become communicatively competent, which is we want to, like I said before, to ensure two-way communication between students and teachers. And the next is to use the language appropriately for the given social context. This is actually first to make sure that we achieve our goal. For example, just now I want to teach you guys how to learn new vocabulary. The chicken, the alligator. Now you know that alligator is something has a big mouth and chicken has a wings. Okay. And the next one is to manage the process of listening meaning of interlocutors. Interlocutors is actually people who are actually engaged or involved in a conversation or a communication or situation that you communicate with each other. So we want to ensure that everybody are engaged your learning lesson. Next is
Next is the characteristic of cognitive language teaching. As you can see, the focus of CLT is for the students to be able to communicate with one another. For example, in our school or in school-based teaching, teacher usually teaches us on how to construct a sentence, but CLT is the other way around. Which is we want to produce students who can communicate, we want to produce students who can speak in front, we want to produce students who are able to speak on their own without any help from their peers or friends. And of course, collaboration is important in this method, and it is not teacher-centered. It is more to student-based learning. Because in this method, teacher act as facilitator or only a guidance. They won't spoon-fed you. So it's like the activity we did just now. The teacher will sometimes only facilitate. So it doesn't mean the teacher himself will do the chicken. Maybe she will ask another student, come in front and you need to do this, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's do the alligator stuff. So that is why we believe that CLT is more suitable, or we can say that it should be implemented in our school so that we can produce more students who can speak. And then, of course, in this method, it is okay for you to make mistakes, because in learning we do make mistakes in order for us to learn. So that's why teacher will tend to ignore some of the grammatical errors that the student makes. So that is why what CLT is all about. The characteristics of CLT.
yeah. So now we are going to show you an example that actually includes all the characteristics of CLT.
Now, in communicative, no, not in communicative language teaching, but as a teacher, teacher has a lot of role. But back in the old days, teacher was like coming to the class, teach the student, and spot any mistake that they do. Then, like, for example, Mr. Izzati make a incorrect spelling of the word car, and he spell it K-A-R, but the correct way is C-A-R. So I just tell him that, hey, Mr. Izzat, you did something wrong. So correct it. Or in back in my days, my teacher used to say, buat pembetulan, right? The word car around 1,000 words, 100 words, it depends on teacher. But in the communicative language teaching, teacher has to take the role of facilitator or monitor, or he or she has to taught his students, correct it, not just like I said before, tell the student that they make any mistake and correct it, but they have to take lesson from what they do. Or in other words is they have to remember that they are making mistake and learn from it. And now we move on to the advantages of communicative language. There are 3 advantages of communicative language teaching, which is the interaction between student and the teacher, and the teachers could inform the basic knowledge and ability to skillfully combine the development, and they could improve the student interest on that subject. For the interaction and between student and teacher, I strongly believe that communicative language teaching will improve their relationship. Like this slide stated that the old style of teaching is like master and servant relationship. Like if they do any mistake, I will punish them, and they cannot pay back or
Say something.
say something or give their feedback. Or if they give feedback, I will punish them again and again and again. But in the communicative language teaching, the student teaches the relationship is interactive, harmonious, and has a harmonious relationship. This means that they are like a friend, like me and Mr. Mr. Because if he make any mistake, I will not simply punish him. Okay, I say, you're doing good thing, Mr. Faiz, because you stand up. Because you are brave and bold, you have the spirit to answer one question. And for the basic knowledge and ability to skillfully combine the development, as you have like in the slide, learners have cognitive ability and operational capability. Cognitive ability is the mental knowledge, and the operational ability is the ability to carry out what they know. It's like they have the people know how to drive a car, but they doesn't have the license to drive a car. So it means that if they have the know to drive a car, meaning that they have the cognitive ability, but they doesn't have the operational capability or the license, they wouldn't know how to apply the knowledge in the real world situation. And the last thing is but now I will move on to Nurul Faida.
Alright, every method has got its own advantages, also disadvantages. So this method also has its own disadvantages. The first one is that in implementing the communicative language teaching, the teacher will have to be aware that the workload is going to pile up in doing this thing. And then second is the teacher has to be well prepared, especially with their theoretical knowledge, because we're interacting with the students. We have to be able to expect any sort of questions that will come from them. The third one is because this method requires such attention from teacher, so many students in class, so the teacher will have to be so much prepared. The fourth one is this method also, it focuses on our fluency so much that this accuracy is given lack of attention by the teacher. about the suggested methods or activities that you could do in class using the CLT. The first one is the role play. We're able to see how the students interact, how they behave to someone else, are they able to communicate well. The second one, we could try to do something like information gap. In this information gap, it is something that we ask questions. There are two types of questions that we can ask. First is preferential questions, and the second one is display questions. Preferential question is something that we don't have the answer. For example, asking a new student, where are you from? We do not know the answer. And the display question is an obvious answer question, where we can ask, what is the color of my dress today? To the other student. This method, these activities are great in using this method because it encourages the students to communicate. And that is all from our group today. Thank you so much.
Kan ni kan?